File on in, find a comfortable spot. I want to welcome everybody and thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Chris Coyle. I'm the Clark County Democratic Party Chair. And it's my job tonight to introduce one of our stellar candidates that we have for 2022. About a year ago, I was asked to do some things for the party, help candidates arrange their campaigns, arrange for some training, and I got some calls that said, you got to meet one of our guys. This is the guy that you got to help because he's going to be something special. And so I started exchanging some text messages with the gentleman, and we had a few phone calls, and then we met. And from the moment you speak and meet Nick Marshall, you know he's something special. You know that he's in politics for the right reasons. It's not about him. It's about the people. It's about the community. It's about making things better for everybody. And that's why we are all here tonight. And the Democratic Party here in Clark County is proud to support Nick Marshall, the next state senator from Clark County. Nick?
All right. Here we go. Before we get started, I just want to say a thank you for everybody coming out tonight. And for those listening online, we're glad you can join us as well. I want to send a special big thank you to Reunion Restaurant and Game Yard, the managers and the staff for taking care of us tonight. You have provided and sponsored a wonderful event tonight. Especially your hospitality is so amazing. I just want to say thank you very much, and can we give them a round of applause, please? Also, I want to mention a thank you to our sponsors, Aaron, Adam, as well as our volunteers who have put this together too as well. Evan, thank you. Max, thank you so much. And Miss Sharon, if you're over there in the corner, thank you very much too, ma'am. And I really do appreciate it. I also, right now, I know some of you came to see me, but I know some of you really came to see our new baby. So don't lie to yourselves, okay? Okay. Hello. Hey, buddy. And speaking of babies, I just want to say, she doesn't know about this, but I want to say thank you to my wife. You have given me two really amazing blessings. If y'all don't know, this lady, she has supported me and walked with me every step of the way, even before getting into politics. She grew my faith, she grew me, and I really do love you and thank you so much. I really do mean that. Just, if you would please just give her a round of applause too. She is, if you saw her at a computer, it's strange because she'll be able to just typing away. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I just want to make sure you look good. But thank you so much. For those who don't know me, well, of course, my name is Nicholas Marshall, and I'm running for State Senate for District 45. It's a newly drawn district in Clark County, and also a little bit of New Albany, which is in Floyd County. But a little bit about me: since I was an infant, the deck was stacked against me. Being born in the child welfare system due to my mother's battle with alcoholism and drug addiction, and my father being incarcerated multiple times, I was placed in the foster care system, like I said. I encountered both physical and mental abuse, but was able to emerge out of the system, the only one in my family to graduate from a 4-year college, over without a felony. But thanks to the Lord, I wouldn't be here because He's placed two wonderful sets of foster parents in my life. And one of those sets was, I get choked up every time I tell this story and say this, but it's so true. One of those sets was a foster parent was a teacher who showed me what gentleness and kindness was, and a farmer who put a shovel in my hand and taught me how to work hard on a 40-acre farm. The other set was a military veteran who taught me what true respect for our country is, as well as his wife, who was a caregiver who took that title to heart. You know the care you have to give. It's just an amazing story what the Lord has graced me with. And He placed those individuals in my path. And I wouldn't be speaking here today before you today for once and with Him as well as them. They took their time, talent, and treasure and put it to a complete stranger to move the needle just a little bit for someone to make it out of a difficult situation and create a purpose for me. And that's why I chose the motto, Pathway to Purpose. The definition of purpose is a reason for which something is done or created. Something is done or created. Where are my teachers at tonight? Teachers, let me hear you make some noise.
Yeah.
You had plenty of purpose created for you this last legislation session. We watched teachers, students, and supporters who are Democrats, Republicans, and independents come together and pack the State House, speak up for one another and for education. And guess what? You won. You defeated the bill. But isn't that what we're supposed to do? Come together for a common goal? The reason I'm so passionate about education is because it was my having out of that physical and mental abuse. And the numerous teachers, mentors, random people that recognized that wasn't out for me. And including that foster parent that was a teacher. We have to make sure every teacher has the pay they deserve, the resources they need to back them up, and to support our students, instead of hindering their jobs. We have to start investing in human infrastructure and make an economy that works for all Hoosiers. For everybody like you and me, and also small businesses too. I'm just like you. We share this same feeling when your significant other looks at you and a problem arises, and they ask you what we're going to do. You start to think about the price at the pump. You start to think about the gas bill or light bill that just went up on you, or even a medical bill arriving at your doorstep in the mail. Those are the problems everyday Hoosiers face. But what do? We endure. We endure for our parents, brothers, sisters, and community members. And we endured it together. We tried to lift up the burden off the less fortunate with a box of food, a gift card, or maybe even just a simple prayer to get them along where they need to go. We endure and sacrifice so much for our children and also our neighbors, not even letting them even know. When your son or your daughter looks at you and asks, "Why didn't you get ice cream, Daddy?" And you got ice cream for me. Because that $5 goes somewhere. And you'd rather have them have joy than anybody else. That is what we're supposed to do. Great purpose for our children and others succeed in the future, just like those foster parents did for me. I want to speak now from the heart, and I want to speak to those 10 to 12,000 kids in foster care. When the pandemic hit, the doors shut on me. I know what that's like. I know what that's like. You can't go anywhere without the permission of somebody. You're wanting a home. You want someone to say mom or dad to, or someone to say I love you. I'm going to let you know you're going to have the biggest advocate up at the State House for you. And I'm going to work tirelessly. I'm going to work tirelessly to get every resource I can for you. Every resource I can for you. And that includes foster parents too, adoptive parents. We're going to make that process easier for you. And I promise that. And those kinship parents too. We're going to get you help as well. So I remember a story when I graduated from college. I walked across the podium, got my diploma, and the ceremony was over, and my foster mom ran over to me, and she hugged me. She said, "You did it, son, you did it." But in that moment, what I thought about is every single person that did something for me and got me to this point. And then, as those memories went through, I whispered back to her, we did it. We did it. Because it took a village to get me where I am today. Don't you want a moment? Don't you want a moment like that in November? Just to say, we did it. We did it. We have the opportunity right now with the new district to change the trajectory for kids, teachers, and the state of Indiana. We can finally get your voices back at the State House instead of special interests. Of course, there's ways to help. You can volunteer, you can donate, and we can talk and have conversations. But I'm going to need my Democrats to show up. I'm going to need my Republicans to talk to me. And I'm going to need my independents to make a choice. But most importantly, what I need to do is get the word out that something new is out there and that we can really make change and create pathways of purpose for all Hoosiers in the state of Indiana. Thank you very much, and I'll take some questions. Can I get some water? Before your question, can I get some water?
Since we talked about this. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so it looks like whenever they go back to session again, May 24th or whatever, they're going to override Holcomb's veto of the transgender bill that he just vetoed. So, for high school students, what's your stance? What's your opinion? Yes.
So, we are seeing in our legislature that we are creating problems, not solutions for individuals. And that's what we have to do. It is hard to swallow that they're going to override his veto. But what we must do is those children, those individuals, we have to get the resources for them. We look at our LGBTQ brothers and sisters, and they have a higher rate of suicide than anybody else. That is sad. So what we have to do is get the resources they need that they might not do that. So I say to you, to my brothers and sisters out there, we're going to get you the resources, even though they're going to veto that. And I'm going to fight my hardest to do it for you. Next question. More questions? But I'll be around tonight. I don't want to keep you guys, so we can discuss, we can conversate, and that's what we're supposed to do. But I truly do thank you for coming tonight, and I appreciate your support. Once again, we do have a question.
I got one more.
Yes.
Say I get home and I want to support you. Is there a way to do that from afar?
Yes. Shameless blood.
No, it's not shameless. I'm asking.
Yes.
I want to know.
So if you want to support me, if you want to volunteer, please visit HoosiersForNickMarshall.com. You will get to know a little bit more about my story, what I'm fighting for, as well as if you want to donate or volunteer, please feel free to reach out. I love coffee, and I'll have a conversation with you. And I think I've already kind of made some dates already. Sorry. They're not in the calendar. But if you want to, please visit HoosiersForNickMarshall.com, and I'll be grateful for your support. Yes.
I have a question. Can you talk a little bit about, like, what do you think with your upbringing and about bringing people together and things like that? And in the divided times that we live in, like, what can you do as a state senator to try to bring people together?
So the interesting thing is, I was raised, I gave you a little bit of my story about how I was raised. They were both conservative and progressive, but no matter what, they wanted to help people. And that's what they instilled in me, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to shut the door if you want to talk to me. And all I need you to do is be respectful and bring me the problem, and we'll try to find a solution for you. Rolling.
As you well know, we have a large teacher shortage, and it's not from lack of licensed teachers in the state. It's because of other issues. Do you have ideas for how to address that? How to draw and keep the teachers in our public schools? That's a big question.
That is a big question. I was going to say it's a loaded
And I
question.
can talk to you a lot about this.
So let's talk about that. So what we must do is, one, we don't hinder their jobs, okay? And then also, two, we give them the pay they deserve, and the resources they need to back them up, because everybody needs backup, and that's what they need. The other thing is, what we're seeing is the good teachers that are here in Jeffersonville, Clark County, and also New Albany and Floyd are going across the river. They're going across the river because they're getting higher pay, better benefits, and things like that. So what we must do is we must incentivize and make sure our teachers are staying together, as well as make sure if they want to be a part of the union, they can be in the union and keep a union strong, because that's how you retire and you instill and build back into your community. Not only are you a teacher and putting kids are precious things, you're putting them in their hands and you're educating them, you're instilling, investing in them. We have to invest in you on the back end. And so that's what we have to do. We have to support public education and support teachers the way it's supposed to be done. Now, to get them here, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of work. What I say to my teachers right now, that I've talked to a lot of them too as well, they have, since everything that has happened this last legislation session, I've had people come up to me and say, I'm done. And all I can think about is the kids. They said, I'm done because I know what's coming next. But I say, don't quit. Keep fighting. Show up at the State House and keep making sure that your voices are heard. Because those kids need you. And from my background as well, they're listening to you. And when they become adults, they'll be like, oh, I remember Miss Braun. I know Miss Braun. I can roll off some teachers right now that I remember. Miss Klein, 3rd grade. Middle school was kind of big for me though, but I remember Mr. Danny Gray in Hancock County. I remember Coach Mathis there. I can list a lot of teachers. So, but I tell you right now, I'm telling them not to quit and to keep fighting for those kids. That's what I say right now, but it's going to take a lot of work. Next. Alright, but if you want to come talk to me, just feel free to come up. I'll try to make my rounds as much as I can, but I really appreciate you showing up tonight. Even if you only came to see your grandchild. Grandniece. They made a trip all over Northern Kentucky to see the grandniece. Give them a hand. Alright. Give them a hand. But thank you guys very much. I'll talk to you guys soon.